Hello and welcome. It is the 12th day of March 2018. My name is Derek. All bets, trades of the like within each his own risk reward. This video will focus that on XBY or extra bytes. If you ever enter to any market looking like this, and you enter, say, here, which means the price was between this 4 and this 1, 600, say 700, and currently, although you can't see it here, this price is dipped down below the 2 number. And then you should be up because the amount of profits you get when you get situations like this to this is amazing. The only thing that sucked about having point A to point B was, at least in the indication of this line chart, there was not a single pullback to help you along the way. Meaning all you would have done from the actual bottom to the top is sell. There wouldn't have been any buy orders along the way. Meaning you have a spot where the markets would say if this were to come, say, down to here like that before going up, then that would represent a buy order. And just in case, and here, all sell orders, or excuse me, buy orders down here. Well, no, there would have been a sell order here. So that's the type of what I'm referring to on that. And within the chart, what we can see, obviously that big move and its big pullback, that's so crypto-like, is that volatility is going to go up and down. And 2017 was a really volatile year amongst the crypto space. And this coin did not lack that exception. Or did not have that exception, rather. In 2018, it was a lot of down move, and the volatility really got low. And, well, in this case, that was how it played through. And this was mainly traded on Cryptopia, which meant before Cryptopia had its January 14th event, it actually had a price decline, falling down to the Satoshi level of about 200. Actually, that's where I did buy it. It did fall to 200, even though you can't see it here. And then it rallied back up before its freeze time at about 280. And then no trading here because it was not on an exchange. Although it was on Trade Satoshi, it just never trades there. And then Coin Exchange picks it up and it starts moving. It comes to this 400 part, which was a level of previous support, now starting to resist lower. And again, this price has been lower than 200. I'll explain that more when we show these shorter term charts, which will shorten out just a little bit now. And amongst such, we can see in here, this was the small fall that happened before, and then the more wild moves, less liquid of an exchange. This had more participants in it, and the folks, the people whom have coins on Cryptopia are unable to trade them here or move them here. The only supply of XBY that can come onto this market is that of people who have hardware wallets. Therefore, the only people that can sell are those people. Once you buy into it, now you got something to sell. But there's your supply when you enter this new market. It's very limited. And then you got the psychology of knowing that we have a much larger exchange pretty much on hijack position, not able to do anything. So those are some key elements that I think is important as we see how this moves on. But let's shorten this out even further, which shows this final move before Cryptopia really well. Then for myself, when I found out that this was trading on here, and what I would do is every so often I would just go onto Coin Exchange, which is where these charts are from, and it's a logarithmic chart. But I'd go onto Coin Exchange and I would just check markets to see. Then I see, oh, Coin Exchange has it. And I'm thinking I've traded there in the past. And I thought, okay, might as well trade it. I got all my XBY hijacked on Cryptopia. And I got a small buy at 200, but I really entered it well at this 200 lower level. And most of my sells came at this top area. Let's shorten this chart out a little further because I don't really need all this previous data anymore. So we'll remove that. Yeah, most of the buying I did down here. And a lot of that was just for me to get supply and then trade it amongst this market. So therefore, again, with all these 400 peaks, they were sweet selling spots. Now, after this last peak that occurred, or the one that started on February 20th, what didn't happen was the price pulling back anywhere near 200. So I think I bought on 250 here, one small buy. I entered at a 250, and then I bought again, which I obviously sold a little bit later on thereafter that. But then I decided that just in here, probably a good idea to exit out of everything that I own that I bought on here, knowing that the price is going to go lower. The only people that can buy are people that find out about XBY one way or another, and they want to buy it now at these prices. Because a lot of people want to buy, understand the same thing that I am, that, man, there's going to be a lot of sellers on Cryptopia when that thing opens up, which is where I'm going to be leading into. And how many are actually going to buy? So those that did buy it up, there's going to be the far and few between. That's the few that ended up doing it. And only so many people are actually going to want to aggressively sell. So early on, you had the people that already endured many days and weeks where they really couldn't trade it at all. Now they had an opportunity to get out of the coin that they wanted to. So you get that early wave of people within such. And of course, these are people that have them on some sort of wallet that's not on an exchange. They move the coins over, so on and so forth. And this selling here, it could have been one of two ways of selling. It could have either been, just like I mentioned, people with a wallet who were selling. And it could have been the same people that bought off of me and other people selling higher. People that added their supply during these moments in here that are getting out for a loss. And when I last sold, I put an order in at 390, and somebody would everything that I had left just as it was before this point, and I think I sold 60 to 60% to 2/3 of it. Someone bought it off me. Okay, that was sweet. And I waited a few days, or a day and a half. And then I realized that it probably would have been in here. I think it's time to sell. And I'm surprised that this price would have lasted as long as it did. And I slowly waited. Every day I checked twice a day to see if anyone was selling this market down. But today's check showing this, because I didn't have a buy order until 200. And I ended up hitting this. I can actually show an intraday chart of this as well. And again, I had a buy order here at the 200 even number. And then I had a buy order somewhere here. And then I had the bottom at 162. The prices went up. And that really wasn't much of a trade to do such a thing. As that's the last trade. For me, I'm now looking to start selling at 260. And then work it through. I still have one of my buy orders that didn't hit. I had one more lower than this. And I'm still looking to accumulate when Cryptopia opens up. Because what I feel is going to happen on Cryptopia when the site opens up and the exchange is going on, the exchange is live again, is these prices over a 24 to 34, 36 hour period are going to go down sharply. And that's because people, enough of a percentage of people, are going to want to leave the crypto space or leave the Cryptopia space. Thus, they have to withdraw coins off the exchange. But a lot of them aren't going to be planning on withdrawing XBY. They're going to be planning on withdrawing Bitcoin and or Litecoin and the other ones like that. So thus, selling this off on the exchange so that they can withdraw it later on and all the other coins they might have, to me, is going to be a common phenomenon for that period of time. So I think as far as the chart action is concerned, having any type of this type of formation where you get a wash down U V-shaped type low would not be that big of a surprise. But regardless of how the market moves, if it's in a downtrend, I've already got it situated so that my sum of all of my XBY are already free, in that if I take my net buys overall with XBY and my net sells is a higher Bitcoin number already than my net Bitcoin buys. And I own, well, the amount that I bought here and then what I'll get back in time amongst Cryptopia when it finally comes back onto the exchange. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.